difficulties and the batteries went dead on our recording thing.
Here we go.
Recording contraption.
I replaced the batteries.
And why are they cold? Why do batteries go in the fridge?
Why do you not have your batteries in the
I
refrigerator?
don't know. I never even heard of it.
Put your batteries in the refrigerator. Our batteries have always been in the refrigerator.
Why?
Because it keeps them longer. Is that not a thing? I grew up with my batteries in the refrigerator.
I've never heard of it.
Well, here we go.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Candace.
And welcome to Don't Start.
And as we like to say, don't start.
Candace, save it for the show.
Exactly. So let's get to it. I feel like it's healthy.
And I'm going to do vocal warm-ups. How now, brown cow? I feel very dry today.
It's the weather. Like, even though it's gorgeously hot, it's still like moss and grass and things. Oh, I'm such a concrete girl.
I have a humidifier at home.
You have a humidifier?
Yeah, but then it's like sometimes it's really humid. And so you're like, oh, I need a dehumidifier.
What is a dehumidifier?
Suck out the moisture.
But
Come
you're
on.
putting.
Have you never lived on the beach? You
No,
gotta get,
no,
your
I
salt
mean,
will go bad
no,
if
I
you don't
just-
have a dehumidifier. My mother's house is on Barnegat Bay in Tom's River. And so moisture just, if you don't have, obviously good windows, but like it comes into the house and then mold and.
So that's a dehumidifier.
Yes.
But then I use a humidifier in the winter when I feel like I'm getting sick. I'm
'cause
like,
the heat will dry out the home. I mean, I obviously
happening
don't
here?
know techniques, but so like that's what I feel like. I feel really dry today, and I could use a humidifier.
and then do you also do like neti pots and stuff? Remember those things? You just put it through your nose and the
Of course
shit
I
falls
do.
out the other nostril.
Oh my gosh, there's a one that I have to. It's not like it sounds like Flonase or something. There's like this fancy one that's like actually goes like it's mechanical. It has batteries in it. It's like it literally goes woo, and it sucks up one nostril and spits out the other.
Kind of satisfying.
Yeah, but it's disgusting because there's water in the bottom. Oh my god, I really want to research the name of it.
Water
Now.
at the bottom. I can't.
I hate that when we start and we talk about random stuff.
sorry.
We haven't been prepared with the names of things.
We'll Google it.
Schmigoogle.
Google.
Candace, I got lost this time coming to your house. I missed the turn, but I was admiring all the farms. Who knew?
There's so many farms here.
So many. Colts Neck.
Yeah.
is right
So
here.
many
Horses.
farms.
Horse farms.
Yeah.
And the humor of it is like so many people forget that Jersey's the garden state, and we do have beautiful tomatoes.
Yes, we do. But it's true. I have not explored where I live yet, but it's all horse farms.
Yeah.
And like people have like, if I take the baby for a walk or Tom and I would go for a walk, there'd be people on their lawn with signs that like eggs here for sale. I'm like, these people have chickens in their backyard.
You don't want chickens in your backyard?
I don't even know where to begin. Do I have to file for a permit? Someone told me get a beehive and you don't have to pay taxes. I said, what? Is this a thing?
That actually really got me. Somebody said get a beehive and you won't pay taxes.
I mean, you tell me not to pay taxes, and I'm like, oh, what does that mean? I'm searching.
You shouldn't say that on
But apparently,
a recording
but
that you're not going to pay your taxes.
No. Apparently,
this is when
it's
they
the way
come in
out.
and get you.
This is how they get you. No, but apparently that's
We
the way
heard
out.
You have a beehive, ma'am.
Apparently, that's the way out. You like get a beehive and you like make honey.
I have no comment.
Someone tell me if this
Why?
is
Because
true.
then you become a farm, and I don't understand because even farms, you have to pay taxes.
Oh, I think farms have to pay, but it's something about making honey.
Honey for the bees.
That you don't
And
have to pay the
yes, 'cause
taxes.
oh my,
So you have heard of this?
No, I'm guessing because like
Oh.
Save the Turtles, be a nonprofit.
Yes,
You're
I think this is
saving
a
the
thing.
bees.
But I hate bees. I can't do it. I just can't.
The
I'm
last
so
time
sorry.
I got stung,
I'm just so sorry.
I had an allergic reaction.
I've never gotten
Okay,
stung.
so I
I'm
got
terrified.
stung on a diving board when I was a kid. I stepped on it and my foot blew up and I like couldn't walk on it. I was on crutches.
Oh,
And I was like,
God.
am I allergic? And he was like, it might have just been a dirty bee.
What's a dirty bee? His little stinger was really dirty.
Yeah, well,
What?
wear protection.
Ew.
I was going to save this for my happiness, but we got to keep moving from this stinger.
Yeah. I get off the stinger.
We got in last night to the house, and there was a present. Excuse me, let me phrase this again.
Yeah.
We got in, there was a package for Chad.
Oh.
I said, oh, Chad got something. I'll put it to the side, even though I'm always tempted to open what he buys. Do you do that if Tom gets something in the mail?
Yes, but like it's usually like hair gel or
I'm
something.
like, respect to space.
Because you think it's
respect
a
to
gift
space.
for you? Is that what you're wondering?
Oh, I know it's not a gift for me, but I'm just saying it's something. I love that I say I know it's not a gift for me. It could be. The one time I did know it was my engagement ring. I did not
is
open it.
so
I was like, oh, I think that's it.
That's adorable.
But this one was a package that said his name, and I was like, respect someone's space. I was like, but it did come to the house, so I should. But I did. And he came in and he opened it. I was like, what did you order? And he's like, I have no idea.
Oh.
And he opened it. And it was this great mat with Juno as like a cartoon on the mat.
Did he forget?
It's a welcome mat that said like, and I could read
Someone
it exactly.
bought it.
No card.
Oh,
It
I hate
literally
that.
said, this is my house. They just
Yes.
live here or something. Welcome to Juno's house. My humans just live here. And it's a face of her.
That's adorable.
It's very cute, but I've reached out to people and nobody has claimed it.
Wait a minute. You didn't reach out to me.
Well, I was waiting to see.
She's like, Candace did not
But
send
I also
this.
thought, I thought of it, and I was hoping that maybe this would be the big reveal.
No,
but
I didn't
evidently
do
it's
it.
not. And I've reached out to people. My brother fake claimed it, and he was like,
What
I
does fake claim
I hope
mean?
you loved it, Chad. It's for me. I thought of you." And it was like, no. But it's also funny because it's like addressed to Chad. Like it's not to Chad and
Is it
Sarah.
someone from
I
Florida?
so I would think it's not his mom. It's not his sister.
Interesting.
And also, like, what? Maybe a family member, like an aunt. Or,
I know who it is. It's definitely your next door neighbor that loves you. That new neighbor.
Does he have a picture of Juno?
Probably.
Oh my god!
That's who
I
I would think
posted
it
on
would be.
Instagram today. Be like, who is this from?
Yes, you have to. You have to claim your gift. That's adorable. I will say, when Amazon does send a gift, there's never a card. Sorry, Amazon.
It
Could you
wasn't
get on this?
Amazon.
Oh,
it was
it
like
wasn't.
stamps.com. It's one of those places
Oh.
where literally you download an image and you can do math.
No, they need a card. Sorry, Amazon, but you need to get a card. Because
can
they never
do cards.
But I never get them.
Well, those people are doing it wrong. There is like some part of it where you
Yes.
can say add a card.
Those people.
So Candace, when this will come out, it will be later. But tomorrow I am speaking at my master's graduation at Drexel.
I know. Congratulations. That's such a huge accomplishment. Take a minute to just breathe that in, girl.
That's a line in my speech.
Are you serious?
I literally say at the end, I say, and in your pursuit, never forget to stop, be present, and celebrate your accomplishments.
Look at you. I hope you do it because you deserve it. That's huge.
I'm very nervous to get emotional.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's this mix of being a performer. I had this conversation with the therapist today, and she's like, well, you're an actor. And I said, I'm not acting here, and I don't want to act. I want to present
Yes.
myself as a professional, but it is as authentic as I.
Very vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean
It
it.
is.
Yeah,
It is.
And in that, I wanted to evolve into our topic or pivot into our topic because I am dedicating it to my father.
You're dedicating your speech to your dad?
Yeah, so that's where I'm also a little nervous.
And with Father's Day,
Yes.
like right here.
Yeah. So I lost my father 2 years ago. As you
Yes.
know, you were a very important. I really thought I was going to come in good today. I will get emotional.
We're not going to be good. We're all going to be crying today.
But no, I think my dad would always say, "Why are we crying? We're happy. It's a happy thing," and we're not happy when he's no. You know, it's going to be a very happy day. But dedicating to him, and I am nervous about. Being honest in that, but we are here to celebrate Father's Day.
Yes.
I lost my father 2 years ago unexpectedly to a heart attack, just before his 70th birthday. And he was a very powerful presence to me.
As
A very loud one. We could just always hear him in the house. He was a loud
I think that's where I would say, as you remind me, when you describe him often, I'm like, oh my God, this is like mini Sarah. Do you feel like you're like part him in like a lot of that way?
I am my father's daughter.
There it is.
In so much that growing up, I like loved challenging him. And growing up, I challenged him.
No, you
so
do it every
much.
day.
But
Yeah.
like in pure love, and I am very much the essence of my father and everything I do. And I learned that even more, and try to live every day with his legacy in mind, but also know that I can't help it. I can't. I think about, and as you think about your personality and who everybody does, right?
Yeah,
Do
of
I more
course.
like my mother? Am I more like my father?
100%.
And please, there are moments you look in the mirror and you're like, I am my mother.
I do
became-
it. Yeah, I become my mother.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you became? I did. Oh my God, with a lot of things. Be careful, Candace. Oh, I become my mother. I'm like, why do I say be careful? You're going to get the mail. Like, why am I saying this?
I do make sure with Chad, I'm always like, well, he surfs and I get nervous. He goes in the rain and all that stuff. But yes, I am my father's daughter and I favor him. But I also know that dad did everything and worked every job. And
What did he do? Tell me.
He was a retired police
Right.
officer from Sea Caucus, Meadowlands. MetLife, but he was called into action in 9/11. My dad was an absolute hero. He was just big smile, huge laugh, and just a sensational being. So the day he passed, he literally did everything
Remember
he
you
loved.
telling me this.
He
You were like, he had a day.
He woke up. He went golfing. Him and my mom fixed and worked on something on the house, and then he went and reclaimed the bay on the Barnegat Bay, and then I got a video of him and my mother being silly. My mom and I found this like incredible magenta dress for her that was a little over the top for a wedding. And she came out in it. And the video before I went to sleep that night is him laughing as loud as possible
Stop it.
about mom dancing around going, she's a queen, she's the queen.
But of course he would.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
would be the video that you have to be like, that's literally how he, I don't want to say goes out, because to me they don't go out at all, right?
No.
Like that's something we talked about, like, and I'd love you to share your insights, because it's so refreshing of like how we deal with someone that is so important to us that is now gone, but they're not gone. And I love your perspective on it. But I'm very happy that you have a grounded and healthy relationship with him still.
I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
And blessed by.
But it's also you put in the
his
work.
commitment.
And
to
his,
Jax.
yes. We're grabbing hands, people. All I do is grab hands.
Yeah, dad didn't miss anything. Right. He was like, I could have been in the shows you were in. I could have sang everyone. And my dad was 6'3", like big
Yeah,
guy,
so jolly.
strong
Yeah,
accent, like strong Jersey accent. And he had stories with everybody. Everybody had a very funny, like clear, vivid idea of who my dad was. And that's the thing, even like with work, he just worked. And I think even with when I talk tomorrow in my speech, it's like he loved learning. If he didn't know something, he did our stained glass window at our house in Nutley, and he just would show up to this guy's shop and yap with him and be like, "Can you show me how to do it?" And I think the guy, I don't know if it was the cabinet guy or the glass, because he also did all our cabinets in our house. Very great, like handyman, could do anything, can figure it out, and he would figure it out, or he would show up at somebody's store and be like, and just chat, and then all of a sudden be basically an apprentice. So he accepted what he couldn't do, but he would try to figure it out always. And he just was a person that was active.
That's
he
so you.
always
No.
made
That is
like
so
his
you.
love was in action.
Yep, that's so you.
Right. Oh, thanks.
It is. But I love your outlook on the afterlife. And like, I know we had this conversation about mediums and things that happen. I mean, I'm a big person that like, oh, the number 517 is huge in my family. It's my dad's birthday. And when we see that number, we know grandma's talking to us. Do you have anything like that with your dad?
Oh yeah, definitely. We have ospreys. My dad always loved ospreys. He wanted to put an osprey nest in our backyard, but you have to get all of these. There's all the rules to do it. Of course, and New Jersey they make everything complicated. But he was going to just put it up and just ask for forgiveness. But I did actually donate to an osprey rebuilding nests organization that's in South Jersey, and then cardinals. And then my mother also has flashing lights. And like
if someone walks into a room, the lights flash, she thinks.
so she is like in the bathroom, her light flashes in their master bathroom that's attached to the bedroom. And then also like a light post that's outside flashes at her, and then it'll be back to normal. So and I've heard that through electricity.
Yeah.
But I know with Chad losing his father the month before, Jerry Dunbar, who was such an extraordinary man, just like the fathers that both our fathers that we spoke about, being present, showing up. He was the dad that, as Lisa was going to work, he would dress Carly up in like her clothes, and Lisa would be like, "Wait, that's the outfit you sent her in school in?" But no, a beautiful family that supports one another, did everything together. They did motocross and campers and camping, and just like I called Chad salty, his dad was a salty guy, loved the ocean. So I know with Chad when he goes surfing, when he sees dolphins around him, he's like, there's this magical moment. And whether you believe in the afterlife, just this presence of energy around you, honestly, just feels comforting.
Yeah.
Whether it is them, I know believing really comforts me. And I know that even with Chad, it's like seeing having these magical moments, just reminding them of his dad. Like his dad and mom worked on a scuba boat together and they are just one with the ocean. So I know that's like heavenly for Chad, but also for my dad. Island Beach State Park is his heaven. And so they love the water and the beach. So for us being there, just reminds us of them and you could feel them around you.
I love that. I feel like when obviously I was going through like some crazy stuff in life, but like in particular fertility stuff, I was so sad and down. I was looking for signs from like anyone who left the earth in our family. I was like, send me signs. And I always felt like there were these things that happened through life, little things. I don't know if, like you said, I don't know how real or how true, but it felt like a very warm presence around me, or something would happen, like a sign in some way. I'm one to say the lights would flash. I'm also one to say, like I said, the 517 would be a really big thing. Or like I would say something and like I was talking about my grandmother, and like that same day I found a note, her handwriting on a note, and I was like, oh, why would this be in my office drawer? Like weird stuff like that.
And I love that though. And I do really deep down believe it is them in those moments. I know also in how Chad is as an uncle, he really represents his father really well, and like the love. And I know that we're not just talking about fathers as in the men that raised us, but also like Tom and uncles too. Tom has become a new father.
Watching Tom as a new dad, oh, I promise I won't cry. Um, wow, it is everything I imagined and dreamed it was going to be, and it's also nothing like I imagined it. It's more perfect. And that sounds really cheesy, but when you dream about it for so long for that person and for yourself and your picture of what your family would be like, it's wonderful. I actually told him the other day, I said, it's my life's privilege to watch you be a dad. And I think it's because he was an uncle for so long. And being an uncle is such a gift.
But I know Chad is with Maddie and Grace and Marky, and he goes surfing with them, and he's present, and it's just I could just see the love through his actions, which I think is a reoccurring theme that we talk about today.
It's so true. I feel like with father figures in general, like, wait, I have a ton of uncles and dads I grew up with, of like, the kids that I grew up with and their fathers. There are all these versions of father figures, which we're all lucky to have. And you're right, like seeing your significant other, your partner, be an uncle is such a gift. Like I have so many memories of Tom being an uncle to Ophelia and Samson, that those were the moments where I was like, oh my God, you're going to be the best dad, or you're gonna be this great uncle. And like these kids are obsessed, right? Like, don't you feel like Gracie and Matt, they're obsessed with Chad? Like I love that there's this energy of just like there's every chance you get to be a father figure. I think you said Chad coaches as well. Remember we had this conversation?
He is coaching, and it's funny because he's coaching Maddie and Gracie's age.
Come on, that's a father figure. Like how important.
Oh, great.
All have young kids and they're all on these teams and stuff. These coaches are so important. Like
It's a good rehearsal for fatherhood with patience, because I think coaching little girls is like herding cats.
oh God.
And what I was gonna say too is like Maddie with my dad, and they are best friends. And Maddie similar to me, but being a grandfather and being able to kind of let go of the responsibility. With me, he'd be like, "Oh no, here comes the fire." He called me Pee Wee Firecracker Nut Job.
I love
He
that.
spoke at my brother's wedding and called me. He goes, Mark, he's such an angel, and what a good kid. And then we had the Pee Wee Firecracker Nut Job. Okay, we can take out the nut job, but I mean, I had some good battles with dad just because I think we were very similar personalities, and I love to test him. So like, I would go to the big auditions would make me a little bonkers. Nowadays, I'm a little bit more calm, but as a teenager, going into the city or going to college auditions,
It's a
I'm
lot.
sure you did the same. It gets to you. And so one time, I don't know, I was probably wearing my Doc Martens that were so hot then and are back in style. And I went stamping up the stairs. I don't know why I was battling, but I was full of emotion. And I knew I was like anxious because of the audition. But then I just kicked the Doc Marten at the wall and it just a hole popped. Like literally, I was like, well, you know, Doc Martens, how heavy they are. And
Yeah.
I'm sure I don't even remember my reaction, but now I'm like, I would want to just like hide. But my mom's like, we cannot tell your father because if you're going in the car with him for 2 hours to go to Syracuse or Ithaca for an audition. And so we just put a frame in front of it so you couldn't see it. And then, to be honest, I never ever like saw the frame go away and the wall be fine. But no one talked about it, and Dad just fixed it, and it was never discussed. But it like miraculously was fixed.
But you would say dad as a grandfather was totally different. My father, as a we call him Pop Up. Pop Up is like this chill human, like Maverick, my son, does this thing, he's only a year, but he's doing this thing where he smashes cars together and it's going into my molding and my wall. And my dad's like, yeah, do it. And I'm like, Dad, if this was you when I was a kid, it was like, don't mess my walls, don't scratch my molding, watch. And now he's like, yeah, go for it. And he's so chill. It makes me laugh because he wasn't a chill dad. Oh no.
No, my dad, we were laughing when Grace was born, who was the first of the family. I was like, Dad, what do you want Gracie to call you? And he said, Big Mark. I was like, what? Not Grandpa, Pop Pop, all these different. And then he just melted with all three of them. He was just completely
Course.
in love. And I know that's the hardest thing is we miss him being a part of their lives. And I know he wanted to be there for every step.
You know what? I went recently, unfortunately, I had to go to a funeral of a friend whose father passed, but the priest did this amazing sermon where he kept saying, everything we do is storytelling. Everything we do, every day we live a life of a story. So the biggest reward you can give to a person who's left the earth but is still here is tell their story, remind the young kids of them over and over. And I thought it was the most beautiful thing because I consider us storytellers all the time. I'm like, we're telling stories every day. You're on a mic, you're in front of hundreds of thousands of people on a stage. That's a story. When I perform, I'm performing stories. And it's like, I always have these moments where I'm like, oh, that's right. Everyday life is a story. So I thought it was a beautiful sermon. And he also talked about the book that you can buy online. There's so many where it's like dad and mom or like, your uncle or your aunt or someone could write in stories about someone that has recently passed or that has been gone for a while. I thought about doing this with my grandmother, all these stories that people remember of them. And then you tell it to the young kids. And I was like, yes, because my son's not going to, my son's only one. And I was like, these things crossed my mind where I'm like, he's not going to know, certain things about my parents and whatever it was. But yeah, I think just keep telling his story like you do.
It's our job to keep their legacies alive.
So the one thing that I would say, and we've talked about it with both our dads, is that work ethic that they instill in us.
Huge.
That you also, my dad working the night shift and then picking up other jobs. Obviously, there's a lot of responsibility. I think generations have changed where now both people in the couple work.
Yes, it's very different now.
My mom at one point chose to take a break from teaching, and my dad had so he was working nonstop, but picking and showing up still. Right? Bringing orange slices to soccer.
Orange
They're the
slices.
best.
That's amazing. I never played soccer, but like that's amazing.
We're going to talk about sports at some point.
My mom brought eggplant palm to the dance competitions.
Here, girls,
That's
go
what we
do
did.
pirouettes after you eat eggplant parm.
After this cheese, go do
Oh
it.
my goodness.
No, but it's true. My father was the same way. Like he still is. Money, 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 money. Not like you need a lot of it. You just have to make it. He always wanted us to feel like I got the roof over your head. I got you, but
You got to get
you too. And that's a big thing. I think it's good to teach
pride in work.
Yeah, huge pride.
I love working.
You do. We both
You
do.
do too.
I do.
But I also like finding other work and picking up other work.
Yes.
And my dad used to always say, if I don't have something to do and it's just me alone with my mind, he's like, I'm not good. He goes, you're the same way. You got to do other things. And I'll say, as I speak tomorrow at the graduation, I love education and I love learning.
You do.
So I loved that work. And honestly, I think a doctorate might be around the corner.
I'm so
need to
proud
do
of
it
you
again.
for doing it.
Oh, thanks.
I actually have anxiety thinking about going back to school. I was so terrible at it. So bad. And it gave me I still have dreams that I can't open my locker.
I definitely still have school nightmares. That is for sure.
Why do I still have that dream? Like, Candace, it's okay if the locker doesn't open. And why are we still in my high school hallway after all these years? But I'm so proud that you completed this and that. Did you say a doctorate is on the way?
I has to. I'm feeling antsy. I'm feeling itchy. I got to take something else.
I'm
on.
feeling antsy. I go like, I don't know.
I just see these
Eat
people.
something.
But I love everything that you talked about, Tom, and how special it means, what it means to you, and seeing it's everything that you expected, but so much more.
So much more.
It's such a beautiful thing, and I can't help but say, I think there's nothing more magical and more beautiful than two people being able to create a being.
A being.
And you guys are incredible parents, and it's fun watching Tom, and he's a hands-on dad.
He's a little bit of helicopter dad, I said to him. I said, don't helicopter the
I'll
kid.
tell you, I think he did.
He
I watched
helicoptered,
him. I
yes.
watched him in the petting zoo.
Oh, yeah, no,
I said, let the kid get germs.
No, everything is ski-vots to him. He's like, don't touch that. Oh, God, don't touch that. I was like, babe. He's like, he's going to put it in his mouth. I'm like, let him.
My dad was like, because we have so many pack and plays at our house because Janice would come to visit with the kids and we couldn't find the pack and plays. And so dad would always put them in the storage unit just to clear the house. And we have 4 pack and plays right now in our storage unit.
Yes, they take up so much space.
My dad said, when we were raising you guys, we just put you in a drawer.
He's right,
We
actually.
would open a drawer.
Yes.
So, parenting has changed a lot. I think I'm excited for the evolution of dads being more vocal and emotional.
Yes, dads.
With, emotional growth. I do feel like I actually went to my dad for a lot of great conversations because he was very direct with me.
Yeah.
And I loved that. But one of the biggest turning points I've ever had with a conversation with my dad was after the jewelry network in Florida went under. It went bankrupt. And I was like, Dad.
You lost your job.
Yeah. And I moved there. They relocated me from
Yes.
California. And I said, Dad, can you believe this happened? Like, what do I do? He goes, I can't tell you what to do because I can never do what you do.
That's beautiful.
And it was one of those like, bird, go fly.
Yeah, but
you get time to fly.
But he's
And I
also
was
giving
like,
you a huge compliment.
Yeah.
Huge. He's like, I can't even fathom what you do. And that's a huge way of him also being like, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It was really.
That's beautiful. My dad would be like, figure it out, Can.
And that's
Let's go.
But that's what he was saying to me.
He was, in a very
Right?
nice way, in a beautiful way.
They give us the tools.
That's right. That's right.
And how they always behave.
That's right.
Whether they're work with their family.
Yes.
And then when it's time, you have it. But
Yeah.
also we change, right? Because we're different people and we chose different professions.
Yeah,
very,
crazy
very
profession.
different.
Yeah.
He literally was like, I cannot do what you do.
Yeah, my dad every day goes, I hate your business. Like, it's tough, right? He doesn't understand it. It's crazy.
But we love them very much. I miss him every day, but I know he's with me.
Yes.
And also we miss Jerry Dunbar so much. They were very important people to Chad and I.
They're both going to be with you when you give your graduation speech this weekend. I'm so excited for you. Maybe you should video it so I can watch it.
It's live. It'll be
Maybe
broadcast live.
let's do a story and we can link it, like put the link.
Oh, we'll get there. Let me get
Sarah's
through it
like,
and let's
no.
see if I'm.
I want to watch it.
Okay, well, you
That's
got
so
it.
cute. So happy Father's Day to all the
Yes.
fathers out there,
And to
all the
everybody-
father figures. We
And
love
to
you.
everybody listening, if they also have gone through
Yes.
what I have, or my love and heart are with you always.
And as Sarah said, they're there, and I believe that too. They're 100%.
Oh, should we say
there.
our happy?
Now we're gonna do our happiness.
I guess I did the
So-
graduation speech and my mat.
You're Matt.
Oh, I have a great happy speech.
Tell
I
me,
mean, it's not a happy speech, a happy moment. My theater mentor, theater mom, celebrated 20 years at MPAC, Morristown Performing Arts Center, and she was a profound person in my life that when I needed it most. She was there as a theater mom, as a guide, as an inspiration, as a motivation. Kathy Roy, I love her dearly. She's my confirmation sponsor.
I love that.
And she was, I mean, I met her at 11 years old, and she fueled my passion for theater. And my passion for theater is in everything that I do in my life, not just on the stage, but as a person, I think. And
beautiful.
I got to see friends that I haven't seen since 11 that look exactly the same and have children.
But tell everyone, which I think is the best part of the story, what you got to sing on stage.
Oh, the anthem for our theater generation. Seasons of Love.
That song alone, when I'm in the car, that is pure happiness. I could sing the shit out of that song in the car.
Oh, I can. I cry because the words are so powerful.
so
How do you
good.
measure a year in the life? Measured in love.
I could start crying.
I know. I tried. I knew that I wasn't going to get through it, but that's the truth.
For those of you that don't know, it's from Rent. It's a great song. Okay. My happiness is actually graduation. My cousin's son is 17 and he's going off to college, and we had his graduation party this past weekend. And it's blowing my mind that this little boy, who was the ring bearer in my wedding not too long ago, which felt like yesterday, is going to college. It was a beautiful thing. Jake, we love you and we're so proud of you, but like, don't grow up so quick, man. It was a wonderful party. We were all in the backyard. It was wonderful to see, him with his friends in his element, his little girlfriend, his whole life. I mean, I remember thinking, oh my God, at my graduation party, Tom was there. And I was like, ooh, that was like my husband. I knew that was going to be. And I'm like, I wonder if he's thinking that so young. And I saw Jake with my little son, and we were making jokes where he was like, by the time I'm married, your son can, come party at my bachelor party. Because, my son will look like he's 21 when he's 15. But I was like, please don't get my kid drunk. But it's the idea that I was like, you grew up. So that was my happy moment.
Time goes really fast.
Everyone says time's a thief. And I don't like that statement, but it's kind of true.
So be present.
Yes,
in
be
everything
present
with everybody that you have in your life, and take lots of pictures.
Take lots of pictures. What are you wearing for the graduation? Come on, you got a style thing going on.
I can't start. There's a lot of story there. I have
Don't
like 5
start.
dresses coming right now because the other dress that I wanted didn't get here in time.
Of
So
course-
don't start.
Of course you have 5 dresses.
I haven't paid the extra money for it to be here on time.
That drives me crazy.
My mother knows what she's wearing, and she got it fixed yesterday.
Of course
she does.
Wait, she still brings it to a tailor,
Well,
as
you
they
have
do.
to.
Yeah, I know.
I've been recently having my pants too long, and I just cut them.
Yeah, no, I get lazy. Or my favorite is Tom's like, I'll sew it. I'm like, the fact that he does it better than me is just, let's just drop
gotta
the
go.
mic.
Oh,
We're out on that.
Tom sews.
Tom's
This
better than
man.
me.
Well, Chad makes plants.
Because my mother-in-law is
Bro.
a seamstress, and she's so good at
I
it.
can't. I threw the pad.
No, you should throw
I'm
the
bringing
pad.
my jeans that are ripped.
I can't
That
even-
I just cut.
I can't even thread a needle.
Hi, friends. We thought it would be a great idea to share Sarah's graduation speech live with you. So here's a small clip. Enjoy.
In this chapter, my father, Mark Schreiber, passed away. He was a constant source of strength and encouragement. He taught me the power of drive and the beauty of integrity. His work ethic, his wisdom, his leadership guided me in ways that words truly can't express. Life will bring us joys and sorrows, but it's in those moments, how we respond to them, that define who we are. I dedicate this to my father, whose love will always be my anchor. So I say, graduates, let's run into the horizon ahead with a heart full of passion, fueled by the purpose to achieve our dreams, to live boldly with authenticity, and to leave a profound impact on the world and everyone we meet along the way. Thank you so much, and congratulations to the class of 2025.
Thanks for joining us today.
You can follow us on Instagram at Don't Start Podcast.
Or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
And we'll see you next time, friends.
Don't Start is produced by Anthony Street Productions.